Okay, here's some other practice and unusual graphs and how to read them in the ACT science test. So we have these two similar graphs, but they're kind of weird looking. We've got material X here and material Y. We have H, the intensity of external field, ampere. So it's basically going along the x-axis. And then our y-axis corresponds to B, and it's some sort of measure of T. Tesla's, I think it is. Okay, so that's that. The graphs themselves, you can see we've got sort of three separate lines. This outside one here has arrows that go up, this middle one has arrows that go up, and the outside one has arrows that are decreasing, that go down. And the same here, we've got H, B, they're the same thing, they're just different materials. These bottom two arrows go up, outside one the arrows are showing something decreasing. Alright, that's about as much as we need to know. So let's go to the questions. The first one, for material X, so we're going to be dealing with this graph here, the maximum positive value of B was obtained at an H closest to. Alright, what's the maximum value of B? Well, B's our Y value, so that would be the highest point here. And it's basically asking us what's the H value, or if you're just thinking of it as X and Y axis, it'd be what is the maximum, what's the X value? So that would be, if you drop a straight line down from here, our answers are plus 100, plus 200, plus 300, plus 400. Well, we see it's just before 250, so it's definitely closest to 200, and that is answer choice G. The next one, according to figure 1, so we're staying at that top figure. For material X, when H was increasing, so we're looking at the up arrows of so we've got those two, from its most negative value and had a value of 0 amperes meter, B had a value closest to. Alright, what's its most negative value? Well, that would be down here, and we know it's increasing. And it's asking us, when it has a value of 0, well, that's where it cuts the y-axis, right? x0 cuts the y-axis. So it's basically just asking us from here, going up, where does it cut the y-axis? And it's just after -1. And that would be, we've only got this one is a -1, 1, so it's answer choice D. 38. The remanence of a material is the value of B when H reaches 0. Alright, when H reaches 0. And again, that will be where it would cut the y-axis. After H has been decreased, okay, so we know that's telling us what line we're looking at, from its maximum positive value. According to figure 2, the remanence of material Y was closest to. Well, it's kind of asking us the same question as 37, except it's in the opposite way. So its maximum value is here, and it's saying it's decreasing. So we're looking at the outside line. So it's this one with the arrows that are going down here. And basically, again, it's asking us where does it cut the y-axis, right? When it has a H reaches 0, well, H or X reaches 0 when it cuts the y-axis, so that's about here. And our choices are 0.1 now, 0.3. Yeah, because these are both, this would be 0.25 in here, 0.75, 1.25. So it's pretty close to 3, 5, yeah. So it would be answer choice G. It cuts it just round about the 0.3 mark. Okay, now question 39. For a new ferromagnetic material Z, a partial graph of B versus H is obtained if material Z behaves like X and Y when H is varied as shown in figures 1 and 2. The remainder of the graph of B versus H for material Z will look most like which of the following? Alright, well, we can see that both of these do this kind of thing, right? Right, you can see that here. It goes up like that and comes down. This one does it, just does it at more of an angle. And this graph here, we can see it's basically just moved to the left, right? these both kind of cut pretty close to the y-axis, right? This one has just kind of been shifted over a bit. It's more kind of like this. That's kind of hard to see. It's more like that. So it's basically, it would look the same as the bottom here, right? It would have this swoop like that. It would look like that, except it would be moved across. So, well, actually the only one that actually has this kind of shape is A. But you can see that it's basically the same shape as these ones, except it has been moved to the left. So it would be answer choice A. Okay, and the last question, 40, it says, consider the most positive value of B and the most negative value of B on the graph in figure 1. How are these two values of B related? The most negative value of B is equal to, right? So the most positive value of B is up here, and that's about 1.25. And the most negative value is here, and that's about negative 1.25. So the most negative value of B is equal to, well, to get negative 1.25 to be 1.25, we would multiply it by a negative 1, because two negatives multiplied together would give you a positive. So we've got F negative 1 times the most positive value of B. That's right there, F. And the other ones are 1 plus times now negative 1 divided by 1.25, or is not going to give you negative 1.25. So yeah, the answer to that one is F.